नमस्कार. प्रुडंट मीडियाच्या हॅलो करिअर या कार्यावळीत तुमच्या सगळ्यांचे स्वागत. ज्यांची बाग फुलून आली त्याने 2 फुले द्यावीत, ज्यांची सूर जुळून आली त्याने 2 गाणी गावीत, ज्यांच्या अंगणात झुकले ढग त्याने ओंझळ पाणी द्यावे, श्रीमंतांनी आपले हृदय रिते करून भरून घ्यावे, आभाळा एवढी ज्यांची उंची त्यांनी जरा खाली यावे, मातीत ज्यांचे मळले जन्म त्यांना जरा उचलून घ्यावे. हो काळ हे युग हे स्पर्धेचें आसा. जो प्रचंड बलशाली आसा तो टिकतलो हे जगाचे सत्य, हातून दुबाव ना. पण आमच्यापेक्षा खंय तरी कोण फाटल्यान आसा ताका आमच्या बरोबरीन घेवन येवचें, हातून मनीसपण दडलेलें आसा. आमच्या अवतभोवतणी अशे अनेक लोक आसतले, अशीच बरी भुरगीं आसतलीं जांकां नैसर्गीक रित्या कितें तरी व्यंग आसा, पण ते व्यंग गोंजारत बसून ताची तांकां कॉम्प्लेक्स करून फाटीं ओडच्या परस एक मदतीचो हात दिवन जर तांकां फुडें हाडले जाल्यार कदाचित आमी मनीस आसा हाची वळख बऱ्या तरेन आमकांच पटूं शकता. ह्या हॅलो करिअर ह्या कार्यक्रमान ह्या कार्यावळीन विंगड विंगड क्षेत्रांतले मनीस हांगा आयले आनी वेगवेगळ्या क्षेत्रांत एखाद्यान प्रावीण्य कशें मेळोवचें ह्या विशयी आमी पळयलें. आनी ह्या निमण्या पावड्याचेर आमी ह्या कार्यक्रमाचे आयल्या आनी ह्या निमण्या पावड्याचेर हे जे फिजिकली हँडिकॅप भुरगे आसात तांच्यांनी आपलें करियर कशें घडोवचें आनी त्याच बरोबर त्यांच्या करियर घडोवपांत शिक्षकांचो पालकांचो कसो सहभाग आसूं येता ह्या विशयी आमी जाणून घेतले. आनी ह्या खातीर आमच्या भितर आसात संजय हायर सेकंडरीचे प्रिंसिपल एनिसिया व्हिएगास. मॅडम, तुमचें स्वागत ह्या कार्यावळीन. मॅडम, आमी पळयलां की जेन्ना ह्या प्रकारचे भुरगे आमी पळयताले समाजांत तेन्ना एक तेंप असो आसलो की तांकां अशें म्हणटाले, अरे पिसो मारतो. मागीर आमी शब्द वापरपाक लागले की मेंटली हँडिकॅप किंवा हँडिकॅप असो. आतां आमी तांकां असो म्हणटा की स्पेशल चिल्ड्रन. तेन्ना हो जो कन्सेप्ट आसलो तांच्या कडेन पळोवपाचो तो कसो चेंज जायत गेला?
वो कॉन्सेप्ट चेंज जायत गेला बिकॉज ऑफ अवेरनेस इज क्रिएटेड. आणि आय शूड से थँक्स टू द गव्हर्मेंटान खूप कोशिश करून हो कॉन्सेप्ट चेंज जाला. अँड इन दीस सेंचुरी ह्या काळान हो कॉन्सेप्ट खूपच चेंज जाला. couple of years back, maybe in 1995, खूप अवेरनेस नाशिल्ले. आनी जेन्ना हांव ह्या स्कॉलान संजय स्कुलान आय स्टेप्ड इन संजय स्कूल इन 1995, तेन्ना 4 काय 8 भुरगे आशिल्ले इस्कॉलान आनी ते बी सोडून वयताले. देन आय हॅड टू टेल देम, द पेरंट्साक सांगूंक पडटालें म्हाका की सोडून वचो नाका, देर इज होप. There is, see, a trained child can do so much. Your child has to be trained.
जे परिस्थिती खूप बदलल्या
आणि then like they had no faith. What if a parent had to see, म्हणजे एक पालक जेन्ना 2 भुरगे असता, एक नॉर्मल असता आणि एक स्पेशल चाइल्ड असता, पालक would think, a parent would think, why should I invest so much in a child when the benefit I'm not getting?
Okay.
So all these concepts, various ideas and concepts were there. I think the government has done an excellent job by making this education compulsory, making it free and giving lot of perks.
Okay.
खूप अशीचे government help हा असले भुरग्यांक. That's why now the parents, पालक हे आता भुरग्यांक शाळेन धाडटात.
ओके मॅडम, हो एक खूप सेन्सिटीव आणि संवेदनशील विषय ह्या खातीर आसा की हाच्या खातीर खुबशे उलयले वचना ह्या विशयाचेर. आनी म्हणजे एखादो भुरगो तसो जल्माक येता जाल्यार पालकाकूय कळना की ताका खंयचें दुयेंस आसा. तेन्ना हे वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे मेंटली हँडिकॅप जे हो जो प्रकार आसा पळय ताचे विभाग खंयचे खंयचे आसा, म्हणजे एखादो भुरगो खंयच्या वेगवेगळ्या क्षेत्रांत ताका व्यंग आसूं शकता?
नाव आय विल एक्सप्लेन टू यू इन ब्रीफ व्हॉट इज डिसेबिलिटी. डिसेबिलिटी म्हणजे काय, एक काय शब्द. नाव सपोजिंग देर आर 2 people, 2 माणूस आहे इकडे, हां 2 मनशां हां, आणि दोगांची एक समज बोट, आता हे बोट कापून गेले, एक फार्मर आणि एक वायलिनिस्ट. सपोजिंग वन इज अ फार्मर, वन इज अ वायलिनिस्ट. सो the farmer will be able to continue his work, whereas the violinist we will consider his career is over. So this is the disability, means when you are not able to be independent.
Okay.
Now when we are talking about a special child, we can broadly classify them into 4 categories. One is to do with the brain. If the brain is not developed, properly, then we say the child is mentally challenged.
Okay.
Now, in mentally challenged children, there are like microcephaly, hydrocephaly, autistic, various kind of disabilities. And like being in the field from 1989, I'm dealing with special children. As the child is walking in, I would know exactly what is the symptom and how the child would behave. So there, and these children, the mentally challenged children, it is simple. The mentally challenged children, it's like a glass. Okay, the capacity of learning capacity is just like a glass. You fill the glass with water, you put extra water, it pours out. Now there are the other three categories. The other three categories, one is the orthopedic. Now in the orthopedic, we have spastic, we have muscular dystrophia, we have children with spinal cord injuries. So these are wheel bound completely. The spastics are, but they give an impression that they are not able to grasp, they are not able to understand, but they are able to understand everything. Their intelligence, the grasping power, the intelligence level is much higher than some of us normal people. Now an autistic child, if I say autistic, the child's level of intelligence is above normal.
Okay.
But he's not able to adapt in a normal society. Like in England right now, there are two people working, autistic persons who the government has employed in the railways, in the tubes. Now they have their sense of their level of gray cells or whatever we say is much superior to us. Within fractions of seconds, they will be able to tell us where the train has reached, even before you can download it on a computer at this point of time. This train is going to this place, it has reached here at this point of time. They will calculate it mentally. Like for instance, there was an autistic child. I used to see the boy walking down the highway. They have a rigid manner of walking and all. Now you could ask him any date, and he would be able. Supposing you said 18th of August 1995, tell me which day it was. He will say Wednesday. Within fraction of second, he can calculate it in his mind, and it just comes out. So that kind research is still going on. They don't know how that kind of intelligence is there. However, he is not able to adapt with us normals, and they are normally lonely people.
Okay.
This is one category, which is the mentally, where the mental is. Now the others. Now when we talk about the hearing impaired, we have a lot of this hearing impaired. जेंका पळय आयको येना, आमी तेंका चड करून मुनी म्हणटा. मोने न्हू ती, तिंका फक्त आयको येना. How you learn to speak is when you learn to hear. When you hear, you can speak. Now we have a teacher. She's a profoundly hearing impaired teacher, but she speaks excellently well. One will not know that she is hearing impaired. Now you will ask me the question: if she can't hear, how can she speak? She speaks by just looking at your face and at your lips, and she has very good lip movement. So lip reading. She just does lip reading. So even if you're far away and we can't hear, if she just uses even a telescope, and looks at the person, she will be able to tell me what that person is speaking.
Okay.
That kind of accuracy, she's so good. And her IQ is very high. She teaches the higher secondary children. Unfortunately, she cannot join us here. But what I'm trying to say now, when we are learning something, we have to use the brain. When we learn something, we use our 5 senses. Okay, one is hearing, sight, touch, taste, smell. Major part of learning is done through the ears. 76% of learning is done to the ears. 13 is through the eyes, and the other senses, taste and smell and touch, is 3, 2, and 4. But so much of learning, when the child is hearing impaired, so much of learning is through the ears, right from the child. When the child is in the womb of the mother, the hearing takes place, the learning process takes place. And when this is not there in a child, you can imagine what kind of difficulty the parents have to undergo to teach the child. It's very, very tough on the parents.
Okay.
Then you have the blind children. Then you have, I'm broadly categorizing, okay, the mentally challenged, the orthopedic, the hearing impaired, and the blind.
Okay.
So these are the broad categories of children. In Sanjay's school itself, in a couple of years back, now I am transferred, of course, I am only in
Higher
charge of
secondary.
the higher secondary. But at that time, we had kind of 26 types of different disability. It was like a research unit itself. There is something called mutism. Now, a child can hear properly, he can speak, I mean, he can hear everything, but the child is mute. The child will just not talk.
Okay.
That is also a kind of a disability. There are various disabilities. If you have to, like when you come, you'll see. And I can go on and on about the disabilities. Now, with the mentally challenged, the special children, what we basically do, if the child has no intelligence, as you say, they have talent, they have some kind of hidden talent, and we have to begin at some point. But basically, we train them.
Okay.
We train them, it's like repeatedly training.
Okay.
And 80% of these children, it's fortunate if those who don't have fits, but 80% of children have fits.
म्हणजे ताका भरपूर पेशन्स जाय पडटले टीचर्साचे आणि हार्डवर्क
Hard work,
खूप
a
जाय पडटा.
dedication.
Dedication.
A person has to be able to empathize and not only, and has to be doing it very systematically.
Okay.
When we start training a child, we have to see the level. Okay, your child was at this level. And your child knew all these activities. From here, I'm taking your child here. Scientifically, it is done. Very
Okay.
scientifically, it's done. And you have to train the child. So you have to show the result. Yeah, your child was at this level. Your child knew to do this, 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 this. Now I'm going to take your child to this level. But it's unfortunate when children have fits. Now, what is a fit, if you ask me, epileptic fit? A fit is an allergy to any, it may be to a sound, it may be to a taste, it may be to a smell or anything. And when this happens, the neurons, the brain cells, they go on a full circuit and the person falls unconscious.
Okay.
When the person falls unconscious, either the child is frotting, and you have to take care. So all this the teacher is very well equipped with. I mean, they know how to look after, I mean, what to do when a child has a fit. Now, what is the sad part is, we train the child, we take the child from this level to this level, and then the child has a fit and back to square one. It is very frustrating for the parents, for the teachers, for the society. Because the child also wants to learn, and then when a child has an epileptic fit, the neurons are damaged.
Okay.
So back to square one, and back to, it becomes from like worse. So back to square one, slowly we take the child back.
खूप त्यातून पेशन्स
It
जाय,
is
हार्डवर्क जाय.
hard work, patience, and basically it's like, it is frustrating. It is frustrating more so for the
म्हणजे कितें एक तुम्ही कितें उबारता आणि ते घस करून कोसळून पडटा.
तशें.
मॅडम तुम्ही म्हटलं की हेचेर रिसर्च जाता, तुमचे टिचरूय ट्रेन आसा, इक्विप्ड आसा, पण हो जो रोल आसा तो पेरंट्साचोय खूब म्हत्वाचो आसता भुरग्यांक वाडोवपाक. कारण एक थोड्या काळा खातीर ते स्कुलान आसत, जाल्यार हो पेरंट्साचो रोल कितें आसता?
Boy, as per me, little that I can tell you, whenever parents approach me, they are broken. They are totally broken. Because many of the parents have told me, Madam, I cannot even die in peace. म्हाका आतां मरपाक सुद्दां जाय जाल्यार शांती ना, कित्याक म्हाजो all my thought is what will happen to my child. It is a big question mark. आतां तुमी कशे हे पेरंट कसले कश्ट काडटा, पेरंटा कडेच उलोवन पळोवया.
ओके, आमी काही जणांची बायट घेतल्या ती आमी पळोवया आतां.